Hey, Jules Less Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So, thanks so much for all the people who responded to my overview of Seaspiracy. Wow. Not a lot of likes or even responses, but lots of views, and that was really important. Because what a powerful documentary, an original Netflix documentary. What was interesting was it fell under the category conspiracy theories. I'm like, conspiracy theories? What? Did you even look at the facts that were presented? The visual evidence of what they were talking about? The people being interviewed who said, turn off the camera, we're not available, no, we refuse to comment. Like, conspiracy theory? Hooey whatty? This is such an interesting time. Okay, but again, I'm not bagging on everybody and saying you can never have fish again. I don't recommend it, but if you could just eat less, it would be lovely. If you could just eat less. And there's some fantastic recipes out there too, for like non-tuna fish, because I was saying how much I like tuna fish, but people who make it with like chickpeas and stuff, or even use walnut and make it very similar. And what I was finding was that what I thought I loved about meat, what I thought I loved about so many things, had nothing to actually do with that. It was the spices that were put on it. It was the condiments that were put on it. Whenever I make something that has like banana peppers, right? Yeah, banana peppers, mustard. Like when I have a combination of that, all of a sudden I feel like I'm eating a tuna sandwich, which of course I'm not. But I realized that it was the condiments and the toppings and the spices that made so many of those things delicious. And those things come to mind. I don't miss the cheese. I don't miss the meat. But at the time, I thought I had to have it. Surprisingly not. So anyway, I hope you'll find your way to just having less, because honestly, if everyone just chose a meatless Monday, or just chose, 2 or 3 times less a week, especially those who basically have to have meat at every meal, what a difference it would make in our world. I love that. Anyway, just kind of in line with that Seaspiracy, this is an article, it's from 2018, but it was updated in 2020, on here's why eating fish is actually really bad for you. And of course, we know it's bad for the fish. Are you with me? All right, let's keep going. And yes, this happens to be from PETA, which is the People for Ethical Treatment of Animals. Don't worry about that. A lot of people just love to have a conflict with PETA. The minute they hear PETA, they think, oh, they're so righteous, forget it. You know what? Take the information that you can and leave the rest. And this is a really good article. Here's why eating fish is really bad for you. So it says, is fish good for you? Seafood sellers have been hard at work trying to convince us that it is. But fatty, chemical-laden fish flesh is just as bad for your health as eating other animals. Here are 7 reasons why eating tuna, salmon, swordfish, shrimp, and other seafood is just as bad for you as it is for them. Straight up, right? And I told you guys, like, I was so proud when I would pick a rich cut of, mahi tuna or salmon, from top restaurants, and the joy of shrimp, and how fun to have a shrimp, boil or whatever. Praise God, I'm not doing that now, but I understood the thrill of it, and certainly I don't know, how do you explain that when people literally apply status to the places you eat and the food that you choose? Like that whole bluefin tuna controversy with $1 million a pound, or whatever the insanity is of it. Anyway, we're going to learn about why it's not good for us. But I do want to say, I understand that there's various situations in which, forget it, never mind. I'm not going to go there. Let's stay to the article. Okay. 1. The food pyramid doesn't include mercury. Who knew? Human activities like gold mining And coal burning can lead to mercury pollution in our waterways. Fish live and eat in those waterways, so mercury accumulates in their systems. They have trouble expelling it from their bodies as it builds up in their tissue. Mercury poisoning has been known to cause nervous system disorders and reproductive issues, as well as developmental problems in children and unborn babies. And many of the fish with the highest concentrations of mercury are the ones people are devouring by the plateful. Walleye, king mackerel, marlin, bluefish, shark, swordfish, wild sturgeon, opah, orange roughy, Chilean sea bass, my gosh, what don't they cover? Blue crab, ling cod, Spanish mackerel, spotted sea trout, wahoo, grouper, snapper, halibut, tilefish, rockfish, sablefish, and tuna, including blackfin, bluefin, big eye, albacore, and yellowfin varieties. Interesting that they didn't say tilapia, which I think I did a video on. You could probably put Jules Bless Vegan tilapia, which turned out to just be a horrifically unhealthy fish. And I was just taught that it was a white flaky fish and a very common one and inexpensive to eat and to go for it. I had bags and bags of frozen tilapia. Kind of surprised it's not on that list. It turned out to not be lovely. All right, number 2, not the alpha for omega-3s. Much like the milk calcium myth, which has been debunked, yay, the advertisers sold to Americans, the seafood industry has been trying to persuade people to eat more omega-3 fatty acids. While it is an essential nutrient, we can get omega-3s from plant sources and avoid other health risks. The environmental working groups found that people who ate the recommended amounts of many commonly consumed types of fish were ingesting dangerous amounts of mercury while getting relatively small amounts of omega-3s. Fishes such as catfish, cod, pollock, and tilapia, thank you, as well as clams, crabs, oysters, scallops, and shrimp, contain low levels of omega-3s, but plenty of harmful chemicals. Algal oil is a great source of DHA and EPA omega-3s, and it's often an ingredient in faux fish. In addition to health risk, people who eat fish and crustaceans are consuming once sentient beings. Hi, as in something that was alive and feels, okay? Would you still want to eat catfish if you knew they use their whiskers, right, to search for food in dark waters and can make a purring noise similar to that of a cat? Oh, are you kidding me? If you heard a little catfish purring, could you eat it? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, number 3, fish flesh can cause your arteries to build their own Hoover Dam. Okay, I'm interested. If you're eating fish for omega-3s because you want a healthy heart, you're doing your body more harm than good. Between 15% and 30% of the fat in fish is saturated, which makes our livers produce more artery clogging cholesterol. Not exactly what seafood eaters need, since 6 ounces of shrimp, for instance, pack 322 milligrams of cholesterol. Besides, shrimp are smart, complex animals who travel in schools like fish do to protect each other from their common predators. They form relationships with sea cucumbers and sea slugs to help remove ectoparasites from their bodies. The relationships shrimp have with their aquatic neighbors are just one of the many reasons not to eat them. Does it help to see, oh my gosh, that they are smart, that they have feelings, that they work in community, that God had a purpose besides your fun little food fest? Number 4, so trashy. And I'm not just talking about the way they dress. I couldn't resist. If you wouldn't drink straight from your local river, lake, or ocean, is it really a good idea to eat the animals who live in that same water? Our waterways are polluted. with raw sewage, runoff from animal agriculture, harmful chemicals, microplastics, and trash. Not quite the ideal 4-star meal. However, the worst pollution comes from fishing gear, which, hello, we talked about in Seaspiracy, right? Between 40 and 60% of all plastics in the ocean are from fishing gear. Every year, abandoned fishing gear kills and mutilates millions of sea animals. This massacre is in addition to the billions, are you getting that number, of other animals caught and killed by active fishers. Even though fish can feel pain just like mammals and birds, humans kill more fish in a year than all animals combined. Let's repeat that. Humans kill more fish in a year than all animals combined. Marine animals don't want to be caught intentionally or accidentally in fishing nets. Trash and pollution are destroying marine habitats and depleting oxygen levels. If we want our oceans to be cleaner, we can start by choosing vegan seafood options instead. We don't even need the chemical imitation vegan seafood options, but it's a start if that's where you need to go. And there's a lot of images here to show these trapped little people. I just ask God to please have mercy. Of course on the animals, but mostly on us, right? Oh, because humans can actually make choices. Number 5, you down with PCBs? Polychlorinated biphenyls, PCBs, are highly toxic industrial chemicals that have been banned in the US since 1977. They're slow to break down and they accumulate in the sediment at the bottom of lakes, rivers, and coastal areas and in the tissues of fish who live and eat there. Did you know fish form bonds when they eat the same food together? While trying to enjoy their friendly meal, this toxic waste invades their bodies and will invade yours when you eat them. Straight up. The Environmental Protection Agency says that contaminated fish are a persistent source of PCBs in the human diet. These chemicals have been shown to damage the circulatory, nervous, immune, endocrine, and digestive systems. Number 6, hooked on drugs. Because we've depleted the ocean's fish populations, many fish, such as salmon, are farmed. That one image in Seaspiracy with those poor farmed salmon not only suck to just circle in a crazy manner because they're used to the freedom of the outdoors, but to have that lice literally eating off of them and, peeling away their skin. And then, of course, we just catch and eat them anyway, right? Just cut off the bad part. I was a salmon girl. Thousands of fish are crammed into tiny pens, just like the pigs, just like the cows. What? Oh, so water stays dirty and diseases and parasites spread. To try to kill them, farmers add antibiotics, just like the pigs, just like the cows, just like the chickens, right? Even though we're hearing, antibiotic free, if they make sure that just 10 of their animals on their entire farm are antibiotic free, they can claim that. If they make sure that 5 of their chickens are outside, they can claim free range chickens for the other 20,000 that are stuck in a single room. Oh, guy, it's too upsetting. It is after midnight and I'm not going to cry, so let me keep going. To try to kill them, farmers add antibiotics and pesticides to the water, which the fish ingest and absorb and pass on to those who eat them. What I'm not seeing here is what a great protein source it is, what a great vitamin source it is, what a blessing it is to our body. Okay, I'm not getting that. Okay, so salmon are used to traveling long distances. They're made for it. As an androgynous fish, they make the long journey from their river homes in fresh water to salt water. And so few animals can go between fresh and salt, but they're talented that way. Then they return home to fresh water to have their babies. They're also vital in helping their local ecosystem thrive. Everyone, from songbirds to wolves, benefit from the presence of salmon in their natural habitats, if they're in them, right? Parasite, okay, number 7, parasite worms and flesh-eating bacteria. They ain't kidding. I'm telling you, watch that Seaspiracy. Don't just talk about it. You will see what they're talking about. Want to chow down on parasite worms? Biologists in Denmark found that more than 90%, let's say that out loud, more than 90% of certain types of wild fish were infected with nematode larvae, aka roundworms. Wow. Researchers in Alaska found that all the fresh caught salmon they examined had nematode infestations. And a quick YouTube search will turn up plenty of videos from people who brought home worm-riddled salmon from the grocery store. Others have even contracted flesh-eating bacteria from uncooked fish and sushi, which can be fatal. You think? Yeah, that's a yeah. So sorry. Then they got this little picture on safe handling of fish. Yeah. Oh. But what if you enjoy the taste of seafood? There's a lot of things we like in this world. It doesn't mean we should. You know what I mean? We can. It doesn't mean we should. The law allows it. It doesn't mean it's right. We got to parent ourselves. And I'm just doing my best at it. I'm just starting to get there, okay? We cannot have everything we want, nor should we. God is merciful that way. He gives warnings for a reason. So it says, that's an easy one. Innovative companies like Gardein, Gardein, New Wave Foods, Ocean Hugger Foods, Good Catch, and others are creating Fool Your Friends vegan versions of fish fillets, crab cakes, coconut shrimp, tuna, scallops, and even caviar. See our list of PETA staff for tested delectable faux, which means fake, right? Imitation seafood products here. And they literally have a fantastic video of all their faux foods. For more vegan fish food porn, check out the must-have recipes and favorite restaurant dishes. All right, rock and roll, man. That's the reason why you should not be eating fish, for both you and the fish. It's an adjustment, you guys. I get it. Fish was the last thing I let go. I dug it. I mean, not as a child, but I learned to like it as an adult. I was really convinced it was a healthier way. And well, Jesus ate fish, and again, I don't have any proof that he did. Yes, he made fishers of men. It didn't mean that he was eating fish with fishermen, not really. But whatever with that. Again, in Jesus's time, it wasn't mercury laden, nor were we having false populations and farms, right? The world was much cleaner. And prior to that, no wonder people lived 800 or even 1,000 years, because the air was clean, the water was pure, the food was brilliant. We're not in that place right now, but may we go back at some point. I don't know. Okay, anyway, as usual, I will include this in the description of the video. Like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. And until we talk again, may you choose to have less animal products so that everyone will know that they are blessed.